Mr. Schiavo and Mr. Gaidich. We'll now move on to the Canadian Association of Social Workers, Joan Davis-Whelan and Alexandra Zanis. Go ahead, you have 5 minutes.
Thank you. Good morning. My name is Joan Davis-Whelan, and I'm the president of the Canadian Association of Social Workers. We represent over 20,000 social workers across Canada. It is my privilege and honor to be here today to provide witness to this historic legislation that will serve to protect all children and youth from those unaccepting of their inherent dignity and worth. The Canadian Association of Social Workers enthusiastically applauds and provides unwavering support to all parliamentarians for their support of BC6. And we call for the Parliament and Senate of Canada to put the safety and security of children and youth first by unanimously supporting and expediting this legislation into law. Any further delay in passing this reintroduced legislation is unacceptable. Not one more child or youth in Canada should endure the harm of this damaging and discredited attack against their persons. I would now like to take a moment to thank the individuals who bravely stepped forward to share their stories of lived experience in enduring the harm inflicted by conversion therapy. Due to your relentless advocacy and commitment to protecting others, the vision of a Canada without legal conversion therapy will soon be realized. In 2018, CASW released a position statement in partnership with the Canadian Psychological Association, strongly condemning all forms of conversion therapy. Conversion or reparative therapy can take many forms, but can be broadly defined as any therapy with the goal of changing or converting an individual's sexual orientation or gender identity, regardless of age. It is important to note that this so-called therapy is not evidence-based, is completely discredited, and causes extraordinary harm, especially amongst Canada's children and youth. We now definitively know and have heard time and time again that conversion therapy directly contributes to two-spirited LGBTQ+ youth experiencing disproportionate and alarming rates of mental health problems, homelessness, poverty, violence, and substance use resulting from this practice. CASW would like to thank the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General of Canada, as well as the Minister of Diversity, Inclusion and Youth, for including the voice of the social work profession during the process of developing this bill. Notwithstanding our steadfast support of this bill, CASW encourages this committee to adopt the key recommendations of the Guide for Legislative Action for Conversion Therapy in Canada. CASW endorses the revised guide. Its recommendations are needed to strengthen this legislation to protect all people from this discredited form of fraudulent therapy. I will now pass over to my colleague, Alexandra Zanis, to provide CASW's recommendations.
Thank you to this committee for asking us to come here today. As listed in our written submission, CASW strongly urges the following amendments to strengthen Bill C6. First, CASW recommends that the bill be amended to include gender expression. Second, any language focused on the issue of consent or coercion is misdirected, as this wording could create a significant loophole limiting the protective effect of this proposed law by claiming an individual can consent to a therapy that has been deemed psychologically harmful. Third, the bill in its current state implies that conversion therapy may be dangerous and harmful to minors, but not necessarily to adults. It is harmful to all people. Fourth, any federal legislation should also revoke the charitable status, if held, of any organization that promotes, advertises, or practices any form of conversion therapy. Fifth, CSW strongly supports investing in a survivors fund to access reparations and supports for those who have experienced this practice. And finally, CSW advocates that funding accompany this bill for education and awareness campaigns, highlighting the need to officially end all conversion therapy practices in Canada. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Thank you.